if you don't have any haters, then you're not doing anything. And I really and truly feel that way.
I truly believe it.
People will hate on you if you're nice. They'll hate on you if you're mean. You don't even have to do anything. People are gonna paint their own picture about you. I always say on my social media, I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm trying to mentor, teach, and preach and inspire people to get up off their butts and stop
Yes,
procrastinating
yes.
and do what you always dreamed about doing. You can't just sit there and just depend on people to take your career, your life to the next level. Yeah, of course you're gonna need help, but if you don't make that first move to do it, then it'll never get done.
Welcome to the award-winning author show. I'm your host, Lisa Umina, CEO of Halo Publishing International. If you're ready to build your legacy by self-publishing your next book, then let's get started. Today, we're talking about how to protect your mindset when taking on a creative endeavor. And I'm joined by the perfect guest, Vincent Ward. Vincent, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here talking with you and your folks.
Thank you. I appreciate you spending the time to share your expertise with our audience today. First off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got where you are today?
Well, I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio. Been here in Los Angeles, California for about 22 years now. I moved out here for my acting career. My first big gig was Traffic in Ocean's 11. Then I moved on to Bring It Down the House with Queen Latifah and Steve Martin. But I've been on over a hundred different projects. Most people know me from The Walking Dead third season playing Oscar. Besides that, I've been creating my own projects, created a book, and that's how me and you got connected, a book called The Stepdaddy. And I'm a grandfather of 14, and I'm just trying to live life and have a good time.
Wow, 14, amazing. When you look back on it, all these amazing moments that we have in life prepare us for the next moment. And you've had a variety of roles, by the way. And when I meet you personally, and I look at okay, The Walking Dead and Ocean's 11, there's this other sense of humor that I see that maybe your audience doesn't see in those movies that I just fell in love with when I met you the first time. Talk to me. What is one of the things when you look back that you're really, really proud of?
Staying and not moving back, not giving up. A lot of times when your career doesn't kick off just like that, people get frustrated and they decide to move back wherever they came from. But like I said, I'm on my 22nd year and staying put and just having faith and being persistent. That's probably one of the things that I'm proud of the most. I like to say I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be neither
Oh,
because I stayed patient
yeah.
and I stayed grounded. So I would say that just being the man I am today.
And there's this other role, like I keep talking about, the audience doesn't really get to see, and that's you just showing up. I think that's the most important thing as an individual, whatever we're doing in life. A lot of times we want this instant gratification, and you more than anything. No, audition after audition and memorizing the lines and getting them exactly what you want it because you're a perfectionist. And it's a gift, number one. And not everyone can be an actor or an actress or a writer, but I definitely believe in the 20 years I've been doing this that we all have a story to tell. And here you have this platform being an experienced actor that, okay, great. Now I want to try something new. And you're so young, by the way, to go into becoming an author now, but you're leaving this legacy. And I think that's so important. I think sometimes we forget what a big impact our voice can be when we share it. I think shame on you if you don't share it. Shame on you if you don't show up. You say something in your acknowledgments page. Again, now you're going to see his sense of humor. He says, I like to say thank you, my haters, doubters, liars, for keeping a smile on my face and making me work harder so you can hate me more. If you don't believe in yourself, then how can you expect others to believe in you? I really love this. Now, tell me a little bit of why you wrote that.
Well, you know what? My pastor, Bishop Noel Jones, always says, if you don't have any haters, then you're not doing anything. And I really and truly feel that way.
I truly believe it.
People people will hate on you if you're nice. They'll hate on you if you're mean. You don't even have to do anything. People are gonna paint their own picture about you. And I think the biggest problem is social media. because so many people, they only post the positive, it looks like they bragging and boasting. But that's one thing I always say on my social media. I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm trying to mentor, teach, and preach and inspire people to get up off their butts and stop
Mm,
procrastinating
yes.
and do what you always dreamed about doing. You can't just sit there and just depend on people to take your career, your life to the next level. Yeah, of course you're gonna need help, but if you don't make that first move to do it, then it'll never get done. And you said a very important word. You said legacy. With me having these 14 grandkids, that's why I don't stop. That's why I keep going because I want to leave a legacy for them. I want them to be proud of their pawpaw and be like, yeah, my pawpaw helped build that building, the Vincent M building, or open that library, or did something for the kids. Because our gifts aren't for us. Our gifts are for other people.
Absolutely. And like I said, shame on us if we don't share it. I think when you talk about the 14 grandchildren, a lot of people will come to me when they want to, publish their story and say, I want to leave this for them. I mean, and again, that's just the instant gratification of this direct audience, your family. And I think you've shared this even being an actor, not to mention a writer. When I walk in the rooms, and they say, "Oh, I was touched by your words. I love that you do this." Or, here I am as your publisher and have this incredible responsibility to publish really good work. And so I don't publish everything. And I really do get on the phone or I try to grab you in a Zoom call so I can meet you face to face. So then when we're putting something out, we're doing it together because I believe in it just as much as you.
Yeah.
So
And,
that teamwork is very, very important. I really believe that in anything you do.
and people have to realize the word support doesn't mean you just liking somebody's page. The word support means you're not only saying from a mental, spiritual, and point of view, but financially. How is it that you can go spend 40, 50, $100 on somebody that you don't know, but you won't spend 10, 20, or even $5 on somebody that you might have grew up with, that you might have dated, that you claim is a friend of yours? Support doesn't mean liking my page. Support means backing me just like you would back that stranger that you don't know of.
When we're high and we have everything, that's great. It's boy, where are those friends and family when we really need them at the darkest moments, and to always be constant showing up. I think that to me has been one of the mantras I've always had is like waking up with gratitude and showing up because if you don't show up, the results will be there. Little action, there's no result. Speaking of putting everything into this next venture, you put this book out there, and I know the movie's coming. Talk
Mhm.
to us about this movie. Let's or give us a little bit about this whole story.
Well, the Stepdaddy it's I don't want to call it a remake, but it's kind of in the same breath as this old school movie, The Stepfather. But this is kind of on the white family, and this is kind of on the black family. But it's not considered a black movie. It's just considered a movie, a
Movie.
horror movie.
A
It's just
movie, but that's
considered a book. It's nothing about, that's the only.
just about a family. Right,
Exactly. It's about a
exactly.
guy who's trying to find love,
Yeah.
and, he didn't get the love he received when he was younger, and as he got older, he was looking for love all the wrong places, but when the love didn't love him back, he ended up doing some things that he shouldn't have done. So he wanted he wanted the family, he wanted the wife, the kids, the white picket fence and all of that. But as soon as something or someone makes him angry, it clicks, and he ended up doing, some bad things.
So do we have any news yet when this movie's gonna come out?
Well, it's funny because today I was supposed to have a meeting with the people that's behind the scenes, and one of the guys had to cancel because he had to do something in Canada, so I don't know. A lot of money has been spent, so,
Yeah.
I'm
Well, the
hearing
pandemic. The pandemics has pushed
it's
a lot of
everything
things.
back.
So yeah,
But
exactly.
I do know that they have, like, a whole stable of movies, and they have a few horrors. And I do know that they want to release some of those Halloween.
Oh, great, in the fall time, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
October.
Well, good. We get a hold of the book then, and then it'll be our little teaser and to go then see the movie as
Mhm.
well. What's the next big project you're working on right now?
I just finished a movie in Oklahoma with Danny Trio and Lou Temple and a few other talented actors called Seven Cemeteries. We actually had to go back and do reshoots, which was strange because when you have a cast that big, nobody wants to pay all that money to bring people back.
Yeah.
'Cause we began filming it in September and we just had to reshoots like last month. So, went back and did that, pitching some more ideals. I always wanted to be a travel show host like Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
I
you've
think
got
my
movies and things that you're using. Obviously, your talent's amazing there, but there's this other side of you that I think the audience would just fall in love with you even more. And I'm glad you said that because it's perfect for you, right?
Yeah, I think my style and people kind of compare me with Terry Crews. I actually used to be Terry Crews' personal stand-in on Everybody Hates Chris. So it's like Terry Crews, Michael Strahan, and it's pretty much big guys with big personalities that
Yeah,
don't make people feel intimidated. You
you do.
know?
You have a big personality, but a big heart, and you don't make
Yeah.
people feel intimidated. Do you have any advice for our listeners?
I was in a situation one time, and true story, I was doing these voiceovers. And I would go to these auditions. I had to drive like an hour there and sit there for another 45 minutes. And I had probably been on like 75 auditions and didn't book not one. This particular day, I was tired. I was fed up. I took out my phone. I'm emailing my manager at that time and I'm letting them know after today, this is it. I don't want to do it anymore because it was actually making me feel like I wasn't talented enough
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
this for so
Humbling. It's very
yeah,
humbling.
big time. So before I could push send, they called me in to do the audition. I turn my phone off. I go in there, try to focus, do the audition. I came out like 15 minutes later, turn the phone back on, and it was a message from my manager I was just emailing. So I'm like, I am so confused right now because I know I didn't push send. Okay.
Oh,
It was like, Vince, give us a call. It's very important. I called them and they said, congratulations, you booked your first voiceover. And I don't know if you know who Donnie McClurkin is. Donnie McClurkin is a big time gospel singer.
oh,
And he had a radio show called Donnie McClurkin's Gospel Gold.
okay.
So in my mind, it was honestly for people who believe in God or whoever you believe in. Right there, I told myself I would never quit anything in my life for the simple fact it's not on our time.
It's
We got to
not.
be patient.
It's not an.
Has to be patient. And for me to get something that was dealing with Christianity and gospel and all that other stuff, it blew my mind.
You think it's because you're giving God the ultimatum? No, I think what's important is just that. I think everyone sees the other side of the success. They never see what it took.
Struggle.
Tears. I remember getting on a show and like crying and like it just wasn't the way I needed it to be and what have you. So I know as an author, and I know when you're giving everything you got, you know, it's okay. Just give me a little. Hey, you're doing it. You're on the right track, kind of thing.
I think it's because we're so passionate. For our careers, our jobs, it's like if you don't go for it, it won't get done. You can have an agent, a manager, and all of that, but it all starts up
Well,
here. You have to be psychologically strong and
it's your mind game.
emotional.
It's definitely your mindset of what you want, and you got to stay focused. And again, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to push you out of staying focused on your goal. And there's a lot of distractions. And look at where you
Yeah.
are today because you obviously pursued something huge for you. And I think if you bring it down even to the level of okay, my next writer or the next person that's going to an audition or the next thing they even see in a movie, they're like, wow, he's a role model for me. He's a hero for us. And I think that's the bigger calling. And I didn't think that this whole podcast would turn into something spiritual, but put us together. I guess that's what's going to happen. And I love that. I love that it turned to that as well.
But you know what, too, Lisa? Though people have to stop comparing their career to other people's careers that they see on social media.
Yeah.
Like we said
Their
earlier,
lives
don't-
and their
yeah,
lives. Yeah.
people are not going to put the bad stuff on social media. They're
Oh,
only put the good stuff. So you can't compare oh, that person got that, or, that person booked that. So what? It was their time to book it.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know their story. We don't know their story
Exactly.
at that point either. So,
I know people that's been on TV that still sleep in their car, or they got 5 or 6 roommates, but we're looking at them like,
yeah,
"Wow, man, they're doing it." But
they
no,
got all their stuff together, right?
yeah,
You
but
know?
but but you
And
don't
they're barely surviving. Exactly. They're barely surviving. Okay. So I just want to thank you, Vincent, for joining us. You're so incredibly talented. And I'm with you for the lifetime. You know, that's what it said in our agreement, by the way. But I want to let everyone know that you can find his book on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Goodreads, Books A Million, anywhere. Google it. You'll find even more bookstores. He's in 40,000 stores nationwide in over 100 countries. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and we got to do this again for sure. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you're ready to publish your book, please submit your manuscript on halopublishing.com, or you can download our free publishing guide to learn everything you need to know about the entire self-publishing process. Start writing your legacy today.